Hi everyone, it's Catherine here, and I'm going to do a finished jewellery update on what I've actually made from the bargain bead box for the month of January. So I'll just get on and show you. I'll show you what I didn't use. I didn't use this. I wasn't a fan of it, although I have seen what some of the other YouTubers have actually done with it, and they've made a really good job of it. They've actually covered it and stuff, but I don't have anything that I can stick on it anyway, so I decided I wasn't actually going to use it. I really like the rose gold, I must say. I was really quite happy with that. I didn't use three of the medallion links. I didn't use many of the jump rings because primarily I just felt that they were quite big, and to me it just didn't really work for what I was making. And also I only used one of the class that I actually sent in the box. And with regards to the beads, there's not an awful lot that I've actually got left. I've got a broken peg in there. I need to get that out. Yeah, I've got one of the dyed quartz. I've got a couple of I've got one of the 8mm rose quartz, one of the 6mm rose quartz. I don't know how I've got one of them, and again I've got one of the dyed. I've got 5 rondelles, a few of the bicones, a few of the rosonite, again one. Don't know how I keep getting one. Oh no, I've got 2 of the little rondelles and one of the hairpins that I didn't use. There's a few spacer beads, but overall I used an awful lot that was actually in the box. So yeah, so that's what I didn't use. So I will go on and show you what I made with the stuff in the box. Here's the first one I made. Now, the only thing I think I used from at my own stash was the 3mm jump rings and the collots or clamshells. I think everything else on this was actually what was actually in the box. So as you can see, I've used the 8mm and the 6mm rose quartz. I've tried to make it kind of asymmetrical. I've used medallion links and the swirl spacers. I've just made little links and used my own 3mm little jump rings, and used the chain there and these big focals here. I'm trying to remember what they were called. Scrolled chandelier findings with these ones. And then I used little rondelles on them head pins. Now, they were a challenge. Sorry, I just knocked my camera. They were really quite a challenge because they were just so small and it was hard to actually use them for anything, and they were so flimsy, but they worked really well just to do a little wire wrapped loop on these ones here. If I bring it a little bit closer and you can get a better look at it. But I actually thought that was quite nice. Asymmetrical, used everything more or less that was on there, and I quite enjoyed making that one. It's quite nice. And also just made some earrings to go with it, which I used the rose quartz here, the smaller ones, the spacer beads, medallion links, and then just made a little dangle to go on the end. And I made my own ear wires because I didn't have any ear wires at all. So I made my own little ear wires. I'll take them off and let you have a little look. So yeah, I actually really quite like the rose gold. I actually really quite enjoyed working with this actual box, to be fair, because they were, and I made my own little ear wires. You can make, they're so easy to make. If I remember, I'll try and put a link into the person who I watched actually make them, for those of you who've never made them before, because I know there's a lot of people out there that are beginners like myself. So if I remember, I would try and put a link in for that. but I'm actually really quite pleased with this one. I think it's actually come out quite nice. And I used the rest of the chain here, and I didn't put, so I'm going to get you in focus, I didn't actually put a dangle on that because this is the actual length that I want this one. So there's no extension chain. And this is my own lobster clasp that I got from Spolit Rotton beads. And this is the jump ring that actually come in the box. I found the jump rings to be quite big, to be fair. So yeah, just have a little closer look. I really quite enjoyed making this one, and I must say I did enjoy this box. I thought it was a really nice one to work with. So yeah, so there's that one, and if you hold up, I'll get the next one ready for you. Okay, so here's the second one I made, and I used that lovely rose quartz focal. It was absolutely beautiful, that focal. It's just, the only trouble that I found with it is you can't really see, unless you're up close, you can't really see the actual rose. Sometimes it looks like it's just a bit of a blob of rose quartz, but all told I still like it anyway. And I use the little other rose quartz roses. Again, they're not very highlighted, but I just felt that they went really well. So I used the 6mm rose quartz, the spacer beads, and I got some of my own clear bicones. I just wanted to make it a bit more fancy, so I just put some crystal bicones on some beading wire and just basically beaded, and I beaded up right up to the back. Just put that down there. And again, I didn't use an extension chain because this is the length that I actually wanted it, and I used my own lobster clasp and the 4mm jump ring that they supplied, and my own little culottes. Now, all I had, in fairness, for this rose gold, because it isn't something that I do very often, was some lobster claw clasps, and I think I had 6 clamshells and some 3mm jump rings. And the only reason I have the 3mm jump rings and the lobster clasps is because I ordered them from Spolit Rotton beads in preparation to receive the box, because obviously I knew what colour scheme it was going to be from watching a couple of the unboxings on YouTube. So otherwise I wouldn't have had anything. And I brought some 20 gauge wire so that I could make my own eye pins or head pins and ear wires, because I thought it's better than just spending out and buying loads of head pins and eye pins on stuff that I generally am not going to use. So I just bought some 20 gauge wire, and I made ear wires and eye pins out of it, which was quite good. So yeah, so I made this one, and I just made some simple earrings to go with it. Again, I made my own ear wires using the rose quartz, a couple of the bicones and the spacer, and I used the head pins, the little bald head pins that they sent. I wouldn't trust them if I was selling my jewellery. I really would not trust the head pins because they were so flimsy. And my attempt at making my own little ear wires, which I thought were quite cute. They're quite fun to make, just really simple and easy to make. So that was the second set I made. So, and then I will get set up and get ready to do the next set. If you give me a minute, I'll see you in a minute. Okay, now this is the third set I made. It's a really simple set, and I used the magenta flowers, and I did use the bald head pins and made some little wire wrap loops and the chain that they gave us with the box. And I did put a little extension chain on this one because this one is a choker design, and I just put a little flower on the back to decorate it with my own lobster clasp. But this one, it was just really dainty and simple, which I thought was really nice, and it is meant to be like a choker. So this one was just really simple, but I really enjoyed making it. I thought it looks quite nice. And then I just used some of the chain to pop onto the ear wires. Yeah, well, basically put them onto my own little ear wires, chain and bald head pins. Again, just basically what it is actually on the necklace. Here, they actually look like they're different lengths, but they're not. They are the same length. Them ones. So yeah, so that one, really simple, quick and easy. Yeah, so there was that one for you, and I'm just going to go back and get the next. Okay, so the next was an attempt at a memory wire bracelet. It's just a bangle. I keep hitting the camera. I had a mind blank then, and all I used was the dyed quartz and the bead caps, and just added a couple of my own 4mm rounds with the spacer beads in between. And then for the little dangles on the rounds, I just used the spacer beads. So yeah, and I discovered why I don't like making memory wire bracelets, primarily because the memory wire I bought was cheap and it was rubbish. But this one, obviously I got it on eBay, this one, and it is a much nicer one to work with. So yeah, so my problem with the memory wire was the fact I'd bought some really cheap, horrible memory wire, and it just didn't make nice bracelets. So yeah, I was quite happy with this one. So yeah, so that was just a quick, simple one for you. And while we're on the subject of bracelets, I made this one. Now this isn't my design. This is Sonysree. I can't say it. My son was taking the mick out of me because he kept telling me how to pronounce it, and I just couldn't get it. So it isn't my design. I will put a link to this in the description box as well if anyone's interested in making this one. But I used the 8mm rondelles, and I think they were blush 11 Toho sea beads. So yeah, I just had fun doing this. I wanted to do a bit of bead weaving with some of them, so I did. I've got the next two things are stuff that I actually did bead weave as well. So sorry, I wasn't concentrating on what I was showing you. Didn't take long to do, really simple and quick. And this is a previous clasp, silver, from a previous bargain bee box. So I just popped that one on it as well. So yeah, so that one, I really enjoyed that, sitting watching telly, just sitting there doing a bit of weaving. And I'll show you the necklace first before I show you the bracelet, next bracelet. So I just made a choker necklace, and I used the rondelles and the bicones. I think they were 6mm bicones. And what I did, it was just a simple right angle weave, and I used my own rose gold 11mm seed beads, and I also had some crystal lined seed beads, so I just popped them in there just to give it a little bit of a sparkle. I obviously didn't have enough, just move that out of the way. I keep knocking the camera today, I'm really sorry. I didn't have enough of the rondelles to go all the way around the necklace, so I did have enough bicones, so I just replaced them with seed beads. And then towards the end, I just used the spacers to make it the length that I actually wanted it to be. And obviously it is a choker, so I have put a lobster claw clasp and jump rings and an extension chain, because obviously not everyone's is the same, neck is the same. I'm a larger lady, so I've got quite a wide neck. And I just used a bicone and one of the spacer beads just to make a little dangle for the end. So yeah, so there was this one. I'm wondering if you can see it better if I actually pop it on the darker form, because I can't really see it very well on the other form. Let's have a look. Yeah, you can see it a bit better So yeah, but I actually really enjoyed that. I actually sewed it several times, took it apart and sewed it several times, because it took me a while to get it how I liked it, because I don't like seeing thread. And I just basically took it apart until I got enough beads on to actually cover it. But it is just a basic right angle weave all the way across. So that was that one. And my last one, if I just show you my last one, this is my favourite one. It's just a simple tennis bracelet, but I've turned it into a wrap bracelet. Now, if I'd had enough of the rhodonite, I would have made it 3 strands, but I didn't have enough. So all I did was a simple netting on the bottom. Don't know if you can see it because of the colours. Again, I used the blush colour 11OC beads. It's just a simple netting, and then I just across, just done them going diagonally across, put the rhodonite beads with a C bead over the top. And I've used the clasp that was actually in the box. It is the only one I did use the clasp on, but this is my favourite. I really like this. I like wrap bracelets. Now obviously I looked up on YouTube, watching some tutorials. There's loads of them out there for just simple tennis bracelets, but the idea for a wrap was actually from Spolit Rotton beads, because they've done one very similar to this and they've turned it into a wrap. So I thought I might pop the link to that in the description box if anyone else is interested in doing that. But I love these rhodonite beads, and this is my favourite. I really love this bracelet because you can wear it casual and you could wear it to dress something up. This one, I think this one is quite versatile. It's just a shame I didn't have any more of these, because I would like to have made it 3 strands, not just the 2. So that was it really. That was my what I actually made. So what was it I made? Was it 4 sets of earrings, 3 bracelets and 4 necklaces? Can't really remember. But overall, I thought I made quite a lot out of this box. I was really pleased with it. So yeah, so basically, yeah, thanks for watching. Put some comments below. Please like and subscribe. And basically, yeah, hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Take care, everyone. Bye.